it's Petunia Gal, and we are back over in Planet Zoo, and things have changed a little bit. So I wanted to try to change the shape of this a little. So if we go to our barriers, you can see I wanted to give them a lot more room to run. I mean, these are like wild horses, so I really wanted to have that like I don't know, room to run around available to them. And I also wanted to bring a little bit of a different, a little bit of a view in so you can have this little area go inwards. What I did with this, I want to show you guys real quick, was I went ahead and started with the align to grid. And as you can see, I put this here and then I made it around to where it was a little curved. Then all you do, if you want to make things more curved, is just click on the one you want to change and then right click to get rid of that. And it makes it a little bit more curved for you. So that looks pretty cool. I don't know if it's necessarily symmetrical, but I like it. It gives you a little bit of an area. And what you could do if you really wanted is get rid of, let's see how this works. Yeah, get rid of the middle. And then you could put something in here like a planter or something. Which we might do, but not right now. So let's just go ahead and undo that. And I wanted to show you guys this because I didn't know anything about it until I put something out on Discord or something. Because the little, what do you call, the outline still shows up when you're in like one of the, say, construction pieces. So if we go to construction, used to, I would be building, like, let's do maybe a fence, and it would show up with the outline of the barrier. But if you go here, and I think it's in, yeah, highlight hidden barriers off. So you can turn that on nearby. So if you had multiple habitats, it would just do the nearby ones. And that way you could still see the border when you need to, because with it off, it's kind of hard if you want to, say, follow the null barrier, you don't know where it's at. So that's a good little thing to know, because like I said, I didn't know about it for forever. But that is a nice little thing that you can do. And I'll just turn on all for now just because I can. But I can always just change, and what I probably will do is just change the null barrier once I have like a custom barrier set up. But yeah, I want to show you guys that. And then also, I was just trying to put down some more of this grass. So I don't know about the color. Like this green color here is a little bit too much, I think. But I like this little grass here, the drin grass. I use this a lot. So what I've been doing is just duplicating that. And see, now you can see that the barriers show up so you can know where you need to put stuff, which is super cool. So just hit shift and bring it down wherever you want. And the other way to do that, if you want to be more specific, is just hit X and then you can bring it down. The only problem with that is the next one shows up like that, so you have to move it this way instead of having it like freeform. So that's something if you guys want to make sure you have a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more area to play with there. That's pretty cool. So what I'm probably going to do is work on this and maybe time lapse it. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, we definitely have a ways to go. And I would really like to get some kind of elevation in here. So we'll see what we can do. And then we'll put the, thinking about putting the barn back here where I have this kind of cut out here. So we'll do that and I'll be back with you. So here we start doing a little bit of work on the terrain. I wanted to make this where you could see the animals from the inside here, get a little bit closer up to them and not have a real big barrier between you and the horses. I thought it looked pretty cool. So I wanted to do this little trench here, and it took me a while to give it deep enough, but I think we did it in the end because they can't at least get through this area. But I did go ahead and move these grasses and stuff over to away from the entrance of the habitat at least. You can see I didn't get a lot of the foliage work done this time. I just did mainly the habitat barrier, and I started on the barn. But yeah, it takes a long time to do these builds. So here I wanted to do, like I said, a little just low fence area, and I went with these. I think they're the 3D printed walls that we got with the conservation pack, and I think they look super awesome. So I went ahead and used those and got those around, trying to make the connection as clean as possible. But I always thought about maybe putting something in those spots where they do some turns. So that was the goal. So I was like, well, we'll get it looking okay, and then we'll add the stuff in between in those little areas where you may be able to tell a bit of a difference. So the question was how far I wanted to go with this low fence. So I did go to about the end of this little area here, and I think it looks pretty good. So we went with that, and I did do this on a live stream. So if you guys aren't following me over on Twitch, that is where I did this, and it's kind of a last minute stream just to check and make sure I could stream, because I did just get fiber, and for some reason it's not working very well, but I was able to stream, so we'll take it. But so I just got on and did some of this because I needed to get some building done, and I thought I might as well do it with you guys in a live stream. So there we go. But I went ahead and used this piece. I think it's a gutter piece that they added, I think with the free update, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it works out pretty good because it is recolorable, so you can pretty much change it to whatever color you want. I did have to go here and turn off the random rotation. I was like, why is it doing that? So the problem with that is you have to go into it and hit Control D or Control X to get that option to come up, as far as I can tell. But we got it. And I went ahead and tried to make it look a little bit brown like the wall, and I think it looks okay. It's obviously the different materials are going to have a different color to them, so I think it works out, and we can always go back and change it if we want to. But here we just keep going on trying to get the angle right for these. I didn't want it to turn too much, and I think I put it in here too, where in the end I also, like here, I moved the wall up a little bit just so there's a little bit more space on the front, and I think in the end it turns out pretty good. I was afraid they would be too long for these pieces, but they're about as long as the wall piece, so that's pretty cool. And go ahead and do a little bit of minor fixes here, and I just wanted it to end at this wall, so I wanted to make sure I could get it all to look like it matches here. And yeah, I think it looks nice. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think about this build. We've got at least one more episode for the Przewalski's horse, just to do more detailing and all of that. So let me know what you think about it. And I've used this column before. I think it's, I'm trying to remember what pack it's from, but I do know I've used it quite a bit in my other zoos, and I really like it. It's very versatile. So I just changed all the colors to one. I tried to kind of make it match what we've got going here, but I'm not sure I necessarily got it to match perfectly. And I just realized I need to put another one in between there, because that doesn't quite make sense. Because all these are just the one wall length, and that's two. But okay, it's fine. So I go ahead and put these in each section that combines here just because I didn't want it to look off, you know. I didn't want you to see the seams of it, if you want to put it that way. So I think it looks pretty neat, and although the color doesn't quite match, I think it goes pretty good with these, and it makes for a little bit of a segmenter, I guess that's what you call it. But yeah, it works out pretty good, and I couldn't decide how to finish it here because I do want to have it transition into a taller fence to go along the rest of the habitat. So I tried it, and I think what I like is just putting it up higher, so then we can have the fence go off of that, and it works out pretty good. I don't know why the steam overlay is showing up. That shouldn't be there, but oh well, it's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and copy this one over. I'm trying to keep the height the same, although I'm not sure it's actually keeping it the same, just because of the terrain and everything being a little bit uneven. But here I'm working on trying to figure out what to do for a fence. I did pick these planks from the conservation pack because I really wanted to use a lot from the conservation pack. I know these little pillars here aren't from there, but I thought that worked out pretty good. So we go ahead and use a couple slats here, and then I go try to find the piece that I want to go in between these segments of fence. And I was thinking about using this one at first, just this pillar that we used, but I didn't really want that everywhere. So went ahead and split that from the group and just used these two, and then went and used these, I don't remember, beams, I think, something like that. But I'll go ahead and use a bit longer of a piece here so I can kind of put it down into the ground, which actually works out pretty well because in the end I have to go back and make it higher, but you'll see that a little bit later. I'm trying not to repeat things I said at the end, but I'm sure I will be repeating myself anyways. It is kind of late, but I'm trying to get this out for you guys. So yeah, it works out. And I don't want to spend too much time showing you guys these because, for one, it would be like a super long video, and it's already pretty long. And, you know, you guys have seen me do this, so it's pretty good, you know, view of what I did and how to do it for the next time. And I do go ahead and turn some of these, which means I also turn the little beam in the middle just to kind of make it make sense, if that even makes sense. I don't know. But I go ahead and turn these a little bit, just rotate them so it looks like they're kind of rotating with the fence, without doing just sharp angles. I didn't really want to do that. So here I'm going and just copying a section here to be able to move around to the rest of the habitat. And we'll go ahead, of course, and skip the habitat gate area here. But went ahead and tried to line it up pretty good to the habitat barrier that we've got going. Although, obviously, this wood one is going to get taken away because, for one, I don't like having the barrier degrade. I mean, it's super annoying. And I know this habitat series is just like habitat builds and that's it. So we don't have to worry too much about, you know, all of the different habitats and all the different mechanics and work zones we would have to have, but I still don't like it. It's still kind of crazy. But go ahead and try to line this up with the gate. I know we could just move the gate, but you know, it's fine. So I was trying to figure out how to make it line up, and that's probably one of the longest things that there is to make these builds, is just kind of the detail work. And you know, it is what it is. But you can take as little amount of time or as long as you want to get everything kind of working the way you want it to. But we go ahead. I say we. I mean, it's me, but you know, I did it with you guys on live stream, so I feel like we is a good thing to say. So I go ahead and move some of these out of the way so I can get this kind of lined up to the path is what I was trying to do, but you know, it works out in the end. So we'll go ahead and put some of these pillars, I'm going to say, I guess they're beams, in there. And then I was trying to figure out what to do between the fence and the gate. And I decided just to go with some shorter of these pieces. I want to say they're planks, but I don't know. I would have to go into the game and look, but yeah, so we used some of these, and because I was trying to get them short enough where they wouldn't stick out on the other side. And again, I spend a long time trying to get these all lined up, and I'm sure you guys don't want to watch all that, so let's get to the next part. So here we go ahead and start on the barn. And I did skip all the part where I was just copy and pasting the fence over and over again, just because I'm sure you guys can figure that out by now, right? So went ahead and used the 3D printed walls here. Again, I just feel like I want to use all that I can on the conservation pack. So I went ahead and used these walls and just made it where the fence kind of met up with this, because obviously I don't need a fence all the way around this unless I want to make like a back area, but you know, that's okay. The hardest part about these buildings is trying to get the pieces inside the grid that you want them to be, because if you get it one way, then it's outside the grid. If you get it the other way, it's inside. It's kind of annoying. But we got it in the end. And I did put this little wall above because I just felt like what was there was just not enough. It just seemed to end way too abruptly for me. So we go ahead and put a door here. Well, a doorway. I do put a door later, not on camera, but I was like, why can they escape everywhere? And I realized it's because I didn't have a door there. But I was trying to figure out what to do with this. I wanted to put in a little area of a roof on top. I cut out a lot of the roofing because I was struggling with it, to be honest. I was like, oh, I do not know what to do with this. But we got this going, and I think with a little bit of work off camera as well, I think I finally got it. So we'll see. So here we're just trying to figure out a roof material, and I went ahead and went with this one. I think it's a wood slat roof, and it works out pretty good. I wanted to go ahead, one of the tips for making roofs, I always do it where I place the first piece of roof without being on the grid. So I just have it placed as, and I hit X instead of actually selecting the group. And that way you can just add on to that group and move it up or down however you need to. So that's a good thing to do. And I do this section as a separate grid as well, just because I thought it would be easier to work with that way. I may have been a little wrong on that, but we got it. We got it. So it's no big deal. But yeah, I just couldn't figure out what to do with the roof. It was crazy. But I went ahead and split this from the group because I was trying to see if I could just move it to use another section, but I don't know. But roofs are my worst things to deal with in the game. I never can figure out what I want and how to do it, but I think we got it in the end here. I was having trouble with some of the height differences because of the different grids, but I went ahead on these and used these like half walls because they didn't seem to connect right for some reason when I used the full wall. So I just used the half wall and it seemed to work pretty good. But here I decided to elevate the roof in the middle just so I could have a rooftop in the middle and then a roof further down. That's what I was envisioning, so I think it came out pretty good. and go ahead and I put in these full walls, but again, I had to go back and change them into the half walls because if you looked at the texture, they just didn't connect right, which was kind of weird, but that's all right. We got it. And I try to move these down as far as I can until I see the roof pieces or the wall pieces sticking out. Um, and I still had to do some maneuvering on them just to get them to look right. But I was trying to figure out a little thing to put on the side of the roof because I didn't want it to just end. But all of these pieces are so big that I didn't use this one in the end. I just used the little roof, what are they called? They're not decorations, the little roof pieces that go on the end. So that's what we use in the end. But I did try to, this is where I split the roof pieces away from the grid so I could get it to connect. Because what I wanted to do was get this bottom roof to line up in the center of the top roof. So I did have to split the grid because it was not cooperating. And that was obviously not going to work because it wasn't centered to the top. So again, I did use 2 different grids, so I probably was doing it a little bit harder than I needed to. You know, I always make things harder than they should be, but we get it, so it's fine, right? But the key is trying to line these up, just so they, so they look like they connect right. And so once you have the one piece, because it's gridded, once you have the one piece, it works just to place everything else in the same grid, which is pretty nice. But I maybe should have done 2 separate grids, honestly. But oh well, we do it and it looks okay. I don't know, if you're one of those people that just loves symmetry and can spot it from a mile away. If it's not, you might not want to look too close. I'm just saying. It might not be the greatest, but I think it's okay. So we get that done. And again, once you have the one piece, if it's gridded, you can just place the other ones pretty easy. And I did have to go down like a grid size to get to the next like row. This was what was driving me crazy, was the different height of the walls. And I couldn't quite make out what was going on, but I did finally, I think, move the roof around enough that it finally fits. So we're good. But this is where I was trying to figure out why these pieces weren't connecting right. And like I said, I went ahead and just used the half walls, and they seem to work right. So I don't know. It's crazy. But here you can see that I was working on the roof pieces here, and went with the 1 meter roof piece, which kind of sticks out a little bit, but I think it works out pretty good. So it's just a little something to hang off the edge instead of the roof just ending. And I think it looks nice. I think it kind of completes the whole thing. So I went ahead and did that down here as well. And again, since I did the different grids, I had to kind of select the one I wanted to work with first and then go to the piece that I wanted. And it worked out. I think the top roof kind of sticks out a little bit further than the bottom, but I think that's okay. And I don't know what this is right here. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, wait, what is happening here? I don't know. I think in the end I just left it because I wasn't sure what was happening. But it's okay, right? So we'll go ahead and work on the floor here. I think I'm just going to make the floor concrete. And so we can add, like bedding. And I think it'll look okay. I just feel like having grass in here doesn't make sense. So we'll put bedding down and everything will be good, right? And obviously I don't want it this color. I went ahead and kept it at some kind of a brown. I kind of like the darker color. I might make it darker, but I've got to fix that wall. I don't know what's going on with that. But I wanted to make sure it wasn't sticking out too much. And I am going to add some kind of foundation to the barn, so we don't have to really worry too much about it sticking out too far, because there's going to be a little bit of an area anyways that it will have something down at the bottom for a foundation wise. So I think it'll work. And I decided to take out the arches because I really want to add like barn doors, or a barn door. And so this is where I was having a bit of an issue because I wanted to add these, and then I went ahead and added this wall up here. But again, it doesn't match. Like, it doesn't line up. So in the end, I used non-gridded pieces and just kind of moved them into place, and that worked. Plus, I wanted it to be in the middle. So I split those from the grid and just moved them around manually, I guess you would say. And then I used these little half walls to fill in these holes, and it worked out pretty good. I think it works out nicely in the end anyways. And so we get that done, and I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, let's get back to real time. Okay, guys, I think that is where we're going to end for this one, but I did go ahead and I made these fences a little bit higher and added another rail because the horses were still able to get out, so I thought I had checked that before, but apparently I did not. So, what's really annoying me is the top of this building here. So we look here, it's very uneven. Like right there, you can see like a whole thing through there. I don't understand it. But, so yeah, I have a lot of things I would still love to do for this habitat. So we're going to do this next time. Do some detailing, detail the inside of the barn here, and just get things really finished, hopefully. It seems like it takes about 3 parts to do these. But I hope you guys don't mind about that. Let me know what you think about the timing on the videos, and let me know if you're okay with like 3-part episodes, because it does take me a little bit longer to build than I don't know, I would say a lot of other people, but who knows, that might take us the same amount. They just fit more into their episodes. So let me know what you guys think about it. And see, now that's not that's so annoying. And some of these walls don't fit right together. And I just don't get it. It's so weird. But yeah, enough of me complaining about stuff. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I'm not sure how much I'll put in, but I did a live stream and pretty much just built the fence, honestly. So I don't know what I'll put in there, but I don't want to show you guys a lot of stuff that you would have to just watch repeatedly, because you guys, if you guys seen me place one fence, you've seen me place them all, right? So let me know what you guys would like to see. I do not know what to do about this. That is so weird. But let me know what you guys would like to see as far as in the episode. Definitely want to do more decorating, and I think these guys take quite a bit. Yeah, I think we can do all the decoration we want, so that's super cool. But yeah, let me know how you're enjoying the series. I know this is the first animal we've done so far, and just trying to get back into it, and we'll see how it goes. I definitely want to do more detailing on the barn here, because I don't want just a square. This is a square. It's just, no, I don't want that. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, definitely hit that thumbs up. Also, if you're new to my channel or haven't already, go and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell to get notified of videos as they come out. If you have any questions, comments, tips, anything like that, leave those down below in the comments section. Love seeing those, and we'll get back with you as soon as I can. And until next time, hope you have a super blessed night or day wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.